Dann würde ich mal sagen, wir schauen hier einmal rein. Nikita, beziehungsweise jetzt vergangenes Wochenende gab es ja die TwitchCon in San Diego. Da war Tarkov auch unter anderem am Start, beziehungsweise auch in allererster Linie natürlich auch Tarkov Arena. Wir hatten ja auch übers Wochenende jetzt das For-Free-Weekend für Tarkov Arena selbst. Alles wegen der TwitchCon halt, ne? Um halt nochmal so ein bisschen die Werbetrommel halt so ein bisschen zu rühren für das Ding. Und ebenfalls hat Nikita ein Interview gegeben. Ich habe mich schon müh spoilern lassen über Social Media. Habe ich mitbekommen, dass Nikita bestätigt hat, dass Battlestate Games bereits an einem neuen Spiel arbeitet. Mein allererster Eindruck zu dem Ganzen ist halt, warum arbeitet ihr an einem neuen Spiel? Tarkov funktioniert ja noch nicht mal, beziehungsweise Tarkov Arena funktioniert ja auch noch nicht mal. Wie wollt ihr das alles unter einen Hut bekommen? Aber ich glaube, Kontext würde dem Ganzen mal so ein bisschen gut tun. Deswegen werden wir uns jetzt hier einmal das Interview eben kurz reinziehen mit Nikita. Ich werde nebenbei versuchen, ein bisschen was zu übersetzen. Und ja, dann schauen wir mal, was Nikita zu sagen hat, beziehungsweise was jetzt Battlestate Games Plan ist. Wir haben die Roadmap von Tarkov jetzt ja vor kurzem bekommen, wo jetzt eigentlich die ganzen Updates für Tarkov und Tarkov Arena dargestellt werden, bis hin zu Punkt 16 für den Rest des Jahres, die insgesamt so ernüchternd wirkt. Für mich jetzt persönlich, aber ja, mal schauen. Vielleicht ist das Update, beziehungsweise gibt dieses Interview uns ein bisschen mehr.
TwitchCon San Diego. Guys, how are you doing? Absolutely rubbish. Guys, how are you doing? That was kind of the same energy, but more people joined in. I'll accept it for now. I'm sitting down on the sofa with Nikita or Nick, because we're friends like that. And he said I could call him Nick. Guys, if you don't know who this man is, the founder of Battlestate Games, of Escape from Tarkov and Escape from Tarkov Arena, and DJ extraordinaire, probably a bunch of other stuff as well, but we've only got like half an hour. So, Nick, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Hey.
What the fuck?
Welcome. And
hey, Logan, also man hat eigentlich schon für den Prime 16. Mann.
as always, love to be here on a TwitchCon. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. And Nick joined us in Rotterdam as well. We were playing Arena at TwitchCon EU. He came up, we asked him a ton of questions. He gave us the answers to some of them. He refused to give us the answers to the others. And I know that you wanted to start off with some statements today, right? To talk about the state of the game?
Okay.
Yeah, like a quick update what's going on right now. So the thing that I want to mention that we just released the like milestones and stuff for the future. It has a lot of things that will be in the game, so you should like check it and see by yourself. But also, there's the thing that we prepare pretty cool stuff for you this year, and we won't disclose it yet because we want to make a surprise for you guys. And yeah. So.
Ich gehe mal stark davon aus, dass er das damit meint. Er sagt gerade, dass irgendwie coole Sachen jetzt noch bald kommen werden. Das wird er jetzt allerdings nicht großartig näher zu eingehen. Ich gehe mal stark davon aus, dass dieses High-End-Content oder was weiß ich auch, das auch immer bedeuten mag, was auf der Roadmap zu finden ist. Ich denke mal, davon redet er jetzt gerade. Weil das ist das Einzige auf der Roadmap, wo ich so sage, so, oh, interesting, was genau bedeutet das? Aber ja, ansonsten schauen wir mal.
Things are going, bugs getting fixed. So don't worry, all the issues that we have right now, it's getting addressed as we speak, because even we are here, it's a really limited amount of people right here. The team is working 24/7 to fix all of this stuff, to fix all of this, you know, annoying things within the game. So don't worry, everything will be all right. It's almost 10 years of Escape from Tarkov. It's a huge number actually. And it's pretty unique for the gaming industry to have the game which being worked on for the whole.
Noch jemand, der gerade Donald Trump-Vibes bekommen hat? It's huge, it's unique. Bin ich der Einzige, der das gerade bekommen hat? Was?
For the gaming industry to have the game which being worked on for the whole 10 years. And it's a miracle. Not only it was done not only by ourselves, but with you guys, of course, the players, and all this
Make
engaged
Tarkov
people
great again.
who are into this Escape from Tarkov miracle. So thank you guys, and yeah, that's what I wanted to say for the status. Yeah.
Nice.
10 years
Nice.
of development on this game. Guys, come on. The amount of work that goes into this game is just, I mean, it bleeds out of every pore of Tarkov.
Aber auch schön, dass er ein bisschen Dankbarkeit gezeigt hat. So, das positiv. Das ist nice.
Like, just the detail of everything is so phenomenally in-depth. And the community feedback, I know, is incredibly important to the Battlestate Games team. And we have questions here, a mixture of just things that we wanted to ask and community questions as well. And I think it's time to get into them because we have a lot.
All
and I don't know
right.
if we're going to be able to get through them all. So I'm going to read these out exactly as written because I want to make sure that if someone asks a question, it's asked properly. So Nick, first question, are you happy with the current state of the game's economy and the player's progression? Will we ever see a more hardcore enemy?
So yeah, this vibe particularly, it's not what's supposed to be in terms of progression, because we added arena, we added this new marathon quest, and it actually gave you a lot of experience, so the pace was increased for sure. And it's not how it's meant to be in Escape from Tarkov style. So most likely for the next vibe there will be some, changes that will
das ist sehr offensichtlich.
slow
Ja,
down
hoffe
the
ich.
progress for sure. Because right now, let's take it as it is, as a test maybe. And yeah, that's it. Because it's not like a problem. Because of course we get it that it was too fast actually, but some of you still think that it's okay because not everyone is a streamer basically and have an option to play the game every single day for 6 hours, 8 hours, etc. So yeah, every single vibe there is something new is going on in terms of balance, economy and stuff. So let it be this way. So this vibe is different. The next vibe will be totally different too, and everything will be balanced in different way. We'll see how it will go.
Okay, ich bin gespannt drauf.
Okay, so what is
Aber gut, dass sie von sich aus direkt schon sagen, yo, es ist einfach ein bisschen zu schnell gelaufen alles, ne? Weil es gibt ja auch einige Leute, die wirklich das Ganze so ein bisschen kritisieren mit der Arena-Integration und was jetzt alles aktuell möglich ist. Deswegen, ich bin gespannt, wie sie es dann jetzt für die nächsten Wipe dann insgesamt abändern werden. Ich denke mal, glaube ich, insgesamt positive Changes. Ich hoffe halt einfach nur, dass sie es trotzdem, also ich würde mir trotzdem wünschen, dass der Flea Market so bleibt, wie er ist, weil es halt einfach vielen Casual-Spielern halt wirklich einfach ermöglicht, trotzdem Tarkov zu spielen, ne? Also die müssen, glaube ich, an der Arena-Integration arbeiten. Inwiefern sie unbedingt am Flea Market was ändern müssen, muss man genau schauen und müssen sie sich nochmal genauer angucken, glaube ich. Aber man darf, glaube ich, auch Tarkov einfach nicht, entfremden von den Casual-Gamern, weil das ist halt im Endeffekt das, wovon jedes Spiel lebt, seien wir mal ehrlich.
the future direction of the game? So MMO, maybe massively multiplayer online, or something closer to a raid-based shooter?
So right now, I think the most part of the bigger part of the team is working on an actual completion of the game. So you all know that the game will have storyline quests, and it will have an option to finally escape from Tarkov. So that's why we're pushing on it. And right now it's more about to add the end game content within the game. And it will be around the whole principle of raids, and it will be around like this. Because the MMO aspect of the game, it still will be in there, but I think the gameplay-wise, and we kind of settled in, and I think the core gameplay is ready, and we won't change something drastically. So yeah, this is it.
Ich glaube, ein bisschen Sprachbarriere, aber im Endeffekt sagt er ja irgendwie, sie wollen bei Raids bleiben, aber er hört sich irgendwie so an, als ob er bei dem MMO-Open-World-Aspekt irgendwie doch noch so ein Mühe dran ist. Vielleicht meint er das in dem Kontext mit Marathon, ne? I mean, sure, aber in der Vergangenheit haben sie schon mal gesagt, dass sie es nicht mehr an dieses Open-World-Konzept anlehnen möchten. Also eigentlich bleibt's Extraction-Shooter, aber jetzt hintet er irgendwie so ein Mühe daran, dass es vielleicht doch noch kommt in irgendeiner Form. Könnte auch Sprachbarriere sein, ganz stumpf. Mal schauen.
Next question's about the flea market. It says, there was a poll made to remove the flea market next wipe, and 47% said yes, 45% said no. Will we...
Von wem? Von Knüppels Zuschauern oder was? Oder wo war dieser Poll? Niemals kommen die auf 47%, Bruder. Ain't no fucking way.
we ever expect to see a wipe without a flea market, even just as a test? And what are the general plans for the flea market?
So the percentage is not all right, because it will leave a lot of people unhappy, basically.
Ja, hat er direkt schon gesagt, das ist Bullshit, diese Prozentzahl. Das ist diese 60%. Ich schwöre, 60% aller Raids, Cheater. Alles Cheater. Hat jemand genau den gleichen Dude irgendwie mit Statistik irgendwie beauftragt. Genau den gleichen Dude, Mann.
Like this or that. So, most likely, the removal of the flea market will be as an option for the hardcore mode. So we plan to have this whole prestige system within the game, and you will be able to pick the perks and the drawbacks before you start the game. And one of the drawbacks will be like removal of the flea market. So at least it will be as a test for some of you guys if you will select that option. But other than that, I'm not sure that we will remove it totally for the wipe. But again, it's possible actually, because I love the idea that every single wipe has something new, has something different in it. So who knows, maybe we'll remove that at least for one wipe and see how it will go. Because I personally don't like the flea market. I was loving it. I was loving it for the many years, and right now I'm feeling that it's not good for the progression and for the whole principle of the game itself. But it is what it is. It's a different style of gameplay. It's interesting. You can have basically the different role within the game. You can be the trader basically, and you won't need to play the game as much that other people do. So it is as a workable, livable thing within the game. But yet, due to the complexity of the game, all of the stuff we have in the game, flea market adds unneeded, let's say, combination, unneeded things that actually boost up or slow down progress. It's kind of hard to track the progress and how to be on the pace with the progress within the game with the flea market, because it allows you basically to make your progress much more faster by obtaining items, like high-end items in early stages of the game. So it's not cool. We will think about it in the future, so yeah, maybe something will be happening about it, but at least it will be an option for the hardcore mode for the game.
Im Endeffekt sagt er, jo, wir wollen den Flea Market eigentlich behalten, allerdings gerade in dem Status, wie er jetzt ist er nicht ganz so geil. Er selbst mag überhaupt nicht den Flea Market, wie er jetzt aktuell ist. So wie es sich jetzt insgesamt anhört, potenzielle Änderungen für den Flea Market, das kann sein, das kann uns passieren, aber in allererster Linie wollen sie den Flea Market behalten. Vielleicht auch einen Wipe mal ohne Flea Market. Also sehr wirrwarr, sehr hin und her, links, rechts, also keine Ahnung. Er hat im Endeffekt gesagt, never say never, so, ne? Und dann, ja, gefühlt alles Mögliche an random Dingen aufgelistet. Er sagt halt einfach, es ist schwer zu balancen. Und es kann sein, dass eine Änderung kommt. Es kann sein, dass für eine gewisse Zeit der Flea Market mal deaktiviert wird. Es kann sein, dass der Flea Market mal für einen Wipe ausfällt. Aber sie wollen sich nicht festlegen. In denen ist bewusst, wie wichtig der Flea Market für gewisse Spielergruppen ist. Okay.
Honestly, one of my favorite things about speaking to Nick is that you can tell there's not really like a PR filter like you get when you do most interviews. Like someone will ask, like, what do you think about this feature of the game? And he's like, I don't like it. Honestly, like and that kind of honesty is exactly why we've got this huge crowd of people standing behind the crowd as well, watching this. So thank you for coming to talk to us. And you've been working on this, like you said, for a decade now, 10 years. So what are the plans for the team for after Tarkov? Will you resume development on Russia 2028, or are you working on something different?
So first of all, the Tarkov will not end with the release of the game, so it will be DLCs and stuff. And most importantly, there will be new game. And we already kind of started the pre-production phase on that. And you will see. But again, the EFT must be released, must be polished. And actually, all of the stuff we planned for the release is kind of locked in. We actually don't add anything right now. So it's kind of locked and ready to be done and eventually to be released. And that's important. After that, we will have the DLCs and everything. So the game will be live for at least one more decade or something. Because it's already became a classic, I guess. And that's cool. That's cool because it's always a good thing for us, for developers, to see every single year for the whole 10 years, we kind of pushing our limits to something even bigger and bigger and bigger. And as I said before, it's a true miracle, and not only about our hard work, it's also about you guys, about your reactions, your feedback, and your dedication to the project. I received so many responses for this only single day. So yeah, we love you guys, and thank you for staying with us. Like, it's a good thing for us.
Wieder sehr positiv.
Going. Thank you.
Okay, der Kontext gefällt mir schon deutlich mehr. Sie starten langsam ihre Pre-Production für ein neues Spiel. Wenn Pre-Production im Game Development genauso ist, wie ich es mir grob vorstelle, wie es in der Filmindustrie war, bedeutet das im Endeffekt einfach nur Konzeptionsarbeit und potenziell produktionstechnische Arbeiten. Das heißt also, wie sieht es mit dem Team aus? Müssen wir das Team großartig weiterführen? Müssen wir upscalen? Müssen wir downscalen? Eher konzeptionelle Sachen, die nichts vom jetzigen Development-Team großartig wegnimmt. Ne? Das Drehbuch wird geschrieben, das Konzept des Games, ne? Das Settings wird klar gemacht, kreative Arbeit, die nicht unbedingt Developer, die gerade Bugs fixen oder sonst irgendwas beanspruchen. Zumindest in den meisten Fällen würde ich es mir jetzt wahrscheinlich so vorstellen. Weil so funktioniert eine Pre-Production auch unter anderem halt in der Filmindustrie. Es wird dann einfach erstmal alles grob geplant, grob ausgelegt. Dann wird diese Sachen, die man grob ausgelegt hat und grob geplant hat, dann potenziell Investoren vorgestellt. Falls da irgendjemand rein möchte, das werden die mit Sicherheit auch machen, damit sie ein bisschen Kohle bekommen. Oder sie überlegen sich, wie sie das Ganze monetarisieren wollen. Das heißt also für eine Game-Industrie wahrscheinlich dann Battle Pass-System, Free-to-Play. Ist es ein Premium-Titel? Möchte man Geld dafür haben, direkt von Haus aus? Gibt es unterschiedliche Editionen dafür? Und so weiter und so fort. Also diese ganzen Sachen, also wirklich eher Pre-Production ist eine Sache, wo Leute, die einen Fetisch für Excel-Tabellen haben, ihren Spaß haben. Das ist so ich glaube nicht, so wie sich das jetzt hier in diesem Kontext anhört, werden, glaube ich, keine Developer großartig extremst beansprucht, es sei denn, es ist irgendwie ein Creative Director oder sowas, der dann halt mal so ein bisschen kreativ arbeiten muss, mal so ein paar Brainstormings machen muss. Also vielleicht gehen dem mal so 5 Arbeitsstunden am Tag flöten, dass der halt mal ein bisschen kreativ arbeiten muss, ne, für ein neues Konzept. Okay, aber es hört sich jetzt nicht so an, so nach dem Motto, yo, wir ditchen Tarkov oder sonst was, ne, wie es gerne auf Twitter dann tatsächlich auch ein bisschen eskaliert wurde. Also da mache ich mir jetzt halbwegs wenig Sorgen drum jetzt, wie sich das jetzt hier insgesamt anhört. Also deutlich positiver jetzt, wenn ich den Kontext habe, wie was vor 20 Minuten war.
And I think, honestly, saying that this game is a classic is kind of underselling it. Like, you literally spawned a genre of games now that are just sort of like, hey, have you played this new Tarkov knockoff game? Like, it is pretty incredible to basically now have your own category of games based on what you guys have done continue to do.
It was totally unexpected that there will be a realization that we actually created a genre. It was unexpected.
It's geil.
Unexpected, to say the least. So, yeah, yet again.
Es ist halt ultra cool zu sehen, wie viele Extraction-Shooter jetzt auf den Markt kommen, ne? Sei es jetzt, also ich meine, damals war es ja wirklich, sagen wir jetzt vor 2 Jahren, ne? hattest du vielleicht noch The Cycle Frontier nebendran, du hattest den Call of Duty DMZ-Modus, du hattest diesen Hazard Zone-Modus von Battlefield, beide, welche komplett gefloppt sind, und The Cycle, was eigentlich ein gutes Game ist, aber jetzt leider halt nicht mehr existiert. Und jetzt hast du auf einmal so viele Games, die noch ebenfalls in diesem Genre unterwegs sind und mit diesem Genre spielen, wo man sich einfach nur denkt, Alter, wie nice ist das denn bitte, ne? Also jetzt mit Delta Force, was jetzt kommt, Arena Breakout, was da ist, und ich meine, naja, Arena Breakout, müssen wir nicht drüber reden, es existiert halt einfach. So, ne, aber ne, mit geilen Games wie Delta Force, die jetzt noch mit dazukommen, ne, andere Games wie Exoborn, die noch den Markt so ein bisschen aufmischen werden, Grace on Warfare ebenfalls auch noch. Das ist geil zu sehen, dass es Alternativen gibt. Und cool zu sehen, dass es weitere Tarkov-Likes gibt, weil ich sehe mich nicht in der Zukunft großartig andere Games außer Tarkov-Likes spielen. Sage ich ehrlich, es ist einfach nur geil.
We just want to create a unique experience. And maybe it sounds dull, it sounds okay, but we really are trying to do the best. And it's still 10 years, and we still have something for you guys to surprise. And 100% you will love it. And yeah, you will experience that.
10 years and we will still surprise you. The audio gets worse every single wipe. Jedes Mal mit jedem Wipe schaffen wir es trotzdem immer noch, dass die Audio schlechter wird, Mann. Das ist eine Überraschung, mit der niemand gerechnet hat.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. To see your reactions, to see your feelings, to see you're basically surprised. And it's super cool for us to see that and to feel that too.
I want to roll the next two questions into one because they're both related to what you said before about how development doesn't end when the game gets finally released as a polished game with endgame content. Will there be more endgame content? For example, having something to spend millions of rubles on for a unique item that persists through wipes, more rewards for achievements such as unique hideout decorations,
Prestige system,
trophies, or any other long-term goals we can progress towards? And would there be any new monetization plans, like camo skins, clothes, hideout cosmetics, things like that?
As I mentioned before, there will be a prestige system that will allow you to play the game constantly, repeatedly.
Ich frage mich, warum werden solche Fragen immer doppelt und dreifach gestellt? Ist es nur bei Escape from Tarkov so, dass diese Fragen doppelt und dreifach sind? So, weil das Prestige-System, das wissen wir seit I don't know how long. So, ist das einfach nur, weil die Kommunikation von BSG bescheiden ist, dass weniger Spieler davon Bescheid wissen? Oder machen das andere Games irgendwie anders mit ihrem News-System? Weil wir haben ja die Tarkov News, so wie du den Launcher öffnest, ist da der News-Channel. Klar, es nutzt keinen Schwanz. Es guckt sich keiner an, was es großartig Neues im Launcher gibt, weil es ist ein Launcher. Vielleicht sollte man das im Spiel selbst irgendwie etablieren, dass die Community ein bisschen mehr Bescheid wissen. Aber ja, klar, natürlich, wenn ich so ein Video dazu mache, irgendwie so ein Tarkov News zusammengefasst, so, ne? Klar, das ist eine Möglichkeit, dass man darüber erfährt, aber ich glaube, kann mir vorstellen, dass BSG einfach relativ bescheiden ist, diese ganzen Dinge irgendwie zu kommunizieren, weil die Frage erübrigt sich, wenn man sich den letzten Tarkov-Podcast gesehen hat, in den Tarkov Live-TV, so, ne? Oder generell irgendwie eine Zusammenfassung davon mitbekommen hat. Und dann überrascht es mich, dass sowas halt bei so einem Event, wo du nur 30 Minuten mit dem CEO hast, oder COO hast, warum wird so eine Frage, die man bereits aus der Vergangenheit gestellt bekommen hat, warum wird die nochmal gestellt? Ne?
And to earn some unique stuff. So you basically will complete the game, complete the main quests, and you will be able to restart it, but you will receive the prestige points or something. So it will be different prestige levels and some unique stuff, the first thing. And again, as I mentioned it before, all of the endgame content will be settled in the storyline quests. To complete the storyline quest, you will need to complete almost every aspect of the game. You will need to spend a lot of money within the game, complete a lot of quests. So basically, the main driver to experience the end game content will be the completion of the storyline quests. And of course, I cannot say more about it because, as I mentioned it many times, the quests, storyline quests, will be available only in release version of the game. You won't be able to test them before, because it's the final, how to say it, final shot. Let's say it like this. to surprise you in a good way and to have this feeling that the game is actually completed and all of your effort you put in the game will be around some very important tasks called storyline quests. So yeah, eventually, soon enough, you will experience that because we spend a lot of time on that right now.
Storyline-Quests werden geil, glaube ich. Hoffe ich zumindest. Das
So
Copium.
it's an ongoing process. A lot of effort is being put on to the storyline quests, and hopefully you will enjoy it soon enough.
Soon enough.
Soon enough.
That's not soon enough. Everyone is just so excited for the endgame content, for this game to be released in full.
True.
Are there any plans to rework the operational tasks? Currently, they are too randomized and sometimes have out-of-the-way objectives for little reward. For example, killing other scavs as a scav for an operational quest for fence for only 0.1 rep and a few bandages. And I'm going to remind you, these are questions from the community, and I'm trying to read them as they're presented. They're quite blunt questions, a lot of them.
For the operational tasks, I think there will be another balancing pass on them because there is a lot of different generated subtasks for that, and it's not always perfect in terms of awards and everything. So most likely it will be balanced pretty quick, maybe for the next patch or the patch after the next patch. So yeah, something will be done in terms of that.
Interesting. Dailies
In
werden
your
überarbeitet. Interesting.
What is the ideal loot economy meant to be?
Ooh, okay.
Do you want resources to be scarce and more hardcore? Or do you want players to hunt expensive items to fund lesser valued items through the flea market and traders?
It's a good question, actually, because I was always a fan of hardcore type of game. So the initial concept of the game was about the actual struggling. So the ammo and everything, like treatment items, the initial concept about them was like they were too scarce, like too rare to find, and that was kind of main thing. So you actually need to find like 5 rounds, 10 rounds, like one single grenade in 1 week. So I was always a fan of that. So it's like hardcore.
Bin ich froh, dass das nicht so ist.
But due to
Bin ich froh, dass Tarkov nicht so ist.
expansion of the game, let's call it like this, a lot of people got excited about the game, and we got a lot of people from the mainstream even. So it was too hard for them to actually understand and play the game. So we decided to track it and make the game like not super hardcore, like mid-core or something. So yeah,
Ist auch eine gute Entscheidung.
Because I'm a fan of the game being hard on you. I'm a fan of the true hardcore experience, and I was always repeating myself that the game is not for fun. EFT is not a fun game. It's not for your pleasure. It's just a pain in the ass, basically. And it's okay. It's okay, because you will receive that emotions when you finally complete, when you finally win the raid. So you will receive that emotions, and that's one of the main things about the game. But if you got it too hard, you will receive a lot of responses, a lot of things that will draw attention of the game. So that's why we need to balance these things and
ist halt
make
ultra schwer zu balancen, ne?
somewhere in between.
Das ist halt ultra schwer zu
truly
balancen.
hardcore experience and the mid-core experience, something like that.
That's so. I can't imagine a single other game developer being like, our game is not supposed to be fun.
That's true, that's true.
I love it. I love your honesty. And honestly, it's just so refreshing to talk to you up here, Nick. Hey, and by the way, Escape from Tarkov Arena that we're playing on stage all weekend is free this weekend. It is free to play until Monday. So if you haven't played it,
Sind
go
die
and
Server
play it in
eigentlich
the
noch
LAN.
free?
If you're watching at home,
Die noch am
play
Start sind?
this game while you can for free this weekend. And this next question is about that. With the free weekend going on for Arena, do you believe that Arena could become a free-to-play game at some point in the future?
Shit.
I'm not sure, because Arena is a big part of the EFT. So it's not like you can play it separately, of course, but the game, the Arena, is the big part of the EFT lore and everything. So I'm not sure that it eventually will be free to play, but at least free weekends is a kind of good thing for Arena.
Definitiv.
So most likely we will continue this practice in the future.
Schön.
How do you handle
Aber
the balance?
sie müssen irgendwie was hinkriegen, dass Tarkov Arena günstiger wird. Keiner bezahlt für einen Arena-Shooter heutzutage mehr als 20 Euro. Und das ist, also dafür wie Nische Tarkov Arena halt auch ist, also mehr als ein 20 dafür zu bezahlen, ich glaube aktuell kostet 36 Euro, ist halt einfach verloren. Also, weiß ich nicht, wer jemals mehr als ein 20 für einen Arena-Shooter ausgibt. Und vor allen Dingen, wenn Counter-Strike, wenn Valorant, wenn Spectre, wenn diese ganzen Titanen halt gefühlt alle Free-to-Play sind, so halt, who the fuck würde dann jemals so viel Geld für Tarkov Arena ausgeben, Mann? Das ist halt, es ergibt halt einfach keinen Sinn. Leider. Oh, Alexis, Dankeschön für die 4 Monate, Mann. Ja, stimmt, die wollen auch ihr Main-Game für 350 Euro verkaufen. Ja, stimmt auch wieder, Mann. That's crazy.
In terms of developing quality of life features and releasing the content patch pretty much every month?
I was just talking about EFT is not a fun game. The development of EFT is not a fun development. Because you guys, we can feel your pain, and we actually have a lot of pain within the development too. So it's everything surrounded by suffering. And it's kind of okay, I guess, because it actually allows us to understand that the things are like what we're doing is important, because it actually has some kind of meaning, because everything is getting achieved with the pain, and that's a good thing. How we balance quality of life features and the content, it actually doesn't link anyhow, because we have different separate team for the content, different team for the quality of life features. We have a huge list of the quality of life features, and it's always it's always a thing that we cannot take them, we cannot take all of them for the patches, and we try to select the most important ones. And this is a thing that we can call a balance, because we just select things which are most important for the people or have the most influence on the gameplay in terms of quality of life features. And that's it. The content is a separate thing, and they just go in and go in and go in. They doesn't link anyhow to the quality of life feature production.
Was auch immer er gerade versucht hat zu sagen.
Something that I think a lot of people here might be interested in.
Ja.
There have been discussions about Tarkon for Tarkov players, like an actual convention for Tarkov players. Now, I would love to hear if there are any more plans for that, and also, are there any plans to host EFT Arena LANs at some point in next year or so?
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, we have plans for that, for Tarkon. I know that it's kind of frozen right now, because we have a lot of events going right now, like TwitchCon, and so on. But the game will be here for the long time, at least for 10 years. And of course, I think all this engagement. So we have like approximate overall engagement of the whole community around the world, like the people who are actually interested in the game, it's something around 50 million people. 50, not 15, 50 million people. and the number is so huge. Of course, this is the potential buyers of the game, so the people who actually interest in the game. And I believe that we need to do something in terms of like community stuff to make some kind of event, some kind of conference. So this task is still on the tracks somewhere, and eventually it will be 100%. And what was the second question?
The second question was whether or not there are any plans to host arena LANs at some point in the next year.
Yes, because I believe it's already been done something in that direction. Even now, for the TwitchCon, we automated a lot of stuff for the specific purpose of the tournaments. And I believe in the future, it also will be possible. Again, with your engagement and with it, you know, like if we will see the need of additional action related for the events like tournaments and stuff, we will definitely do it. So we can refer to your opinion and to your reaction. If we see
whatever, keine Ahnung, 50 Millionen Leute sollen angeblich Interesse an Escape from Tarkov haben. Also ich weiß nicht. Ich weiß nicht, wo die sowas herhaben. Also ich kann mir nicht vorstellen, also das fühlt sich halt, boah, ich möchte halt jetzt nicht assi sein oder sonst irgendwas, Mann, aber das hört sich einfach größenwahnsinnig an. Also vielleicht habe ich wirklich einfach komplett falsche Zahlen im Kopf oder komplett irgendwie was. Ja, keine Ahnung, vielleicht bin ich einfach nicht in der Nähe von der Realität, aber das fühlt sich so an, als ob das. Also, no way. Average Viewer über den letzten Monat war die gesamte Twitch-Kategorie bei 23.000 Zuschauern. Rank 18 auf Twitch. Das ist. Also, ein Game, was angeblich 50 Millionen Interessenten hat, das zieht nicht solche Zahlen. Und da die Möglichkeit dann zu sehen, eine eigene Convention zu haben für ein einzelnes Game, wo du aktuell gefühlt halt jede Messe irgendwie übelst am struggeln hast. Puh. Weiß ich nicht, Bruder. Weiß ich nicht.
You guys have
Dass man Arena-LAN machen möchte, okay. Aber ne, dass man das Competitive Gameplay für Tarkov Arena aufblühen lassen möchte. Ich meine, ich habe ja selber auch Arena Competitive gespielt und hoffe, dass ich bald auch wieder Arena Competitive spielen werde in der Zukunft. So, dass das wirklich für die Zukunft hat, sehe ich. Dass das auch generell potenziell Zukunft hat, sehe ich auch definitiv. Ne, ich meine, nicht jedes E-Sport ist irgendwie direkt von Anfang an mit was weiß ich wie vielen Millionen Dollar irgendwie Investment gestartet oder sonst was, ne? Und was weiß ich auch, was weiß ich, wie viel eine große Reichweite, dass sich das Ganze erst noch entwickeln muss. Okay, BSG scheint da gewillt zu sein, da mehr rein zu investieren. Ob das so ein gutes Geschäft für die ist, kann ich mir wahrscheinlich nicht so gerade vorstellen, dass das so ein gutes Geschäft für die ist, aber sie haben scheinbar Bock drauf und sie wollen das weiterführen. Also, okay, ne? Wenn sie da Bock drauf haben, go for it. Ich werde es enjoyen, ich habe da Spaß dran. Aber ich bin mir da sehr, sehr darüber im Klaren, dass ich da aktuell definitiv in der Minderheit bin. Ja, bin mal gespannt, ob wir für nächstes Jahr irgendwie eine Arena-LAN sehen werden irgendwo in Europa. Würde mich interessieren. Potenzial ist auf jeden Fall da, weil die Comp-Szene ist schon vorhanden in Tarkov Arena, muss man ja sagen.
I wanted it, so we are on it and we will do it. That's it.
What do you think, guys? Do you want to see some LANs for this game? I think there's a lot of support for that.
Zeig mich die Crowd zu dem Zeitpunkt. Zeig mich. No.
We see a lot of esports tournaments already.
Einfach 5 Leute. Ja, Mann!
By Battlestate Games. We've seen a lot this year.
Fuck.
And there are other tournament organizers now trying to get involved as well. Have you ever considered introducing betting so players could have an extra incentive to watch the tournament?
What do you mean exactly?
I think this question means like gambling on the outcome of the events and things like that.
Actually, I don't know, because we were never about this particular case. We actually always about the experience.
Also ich gehe mal davon aus, die meinen jetzt Ingame-Währung, dass du 10 Millionen jetzt auf Virtus Pro setzen kannst. So, 10 Millionen Rubel auf Virtus Pro, gib ihm.
The emotions and so on.
What the fuck? Trotzdem
so
irgendwie komisch gestellt.
This particular thing is more on the organizers, I guess, on the promo companies and so on. So
I wonder if, outside of just straight up gambling, whether there's like any possibility to have an in-game option to like maybe bet on like esports events that are going, some sort of integration that's actually like in the game itself.
Again, it could be done within the in-game currency or something. It could be done 100%. But if it will be based on a real currency, it could be a violation in many countries around the world. So that's why we are not thinking about it right now. So yeah.
Interesting.
With the release of PvE, which is
Und Fallout, Mann. Dankeschön erstmal für den Prime 4. Mann. Dankeschön.
actually almost like a standalone project, how did the process change in the development team? Did you divert some specialists from the team, like just to focus on the PvE?
Actually, it's a pretty small part of the team who is working on a PvE functionality, and there was a moment that we did fully standalone offline raids. There was a moment we actually redesigned stuff in there, but it's not like a big amount of people working on that. But still, we have a pretty big plans for the PvE with the additions of different features and stuff. So the general development process didn't change basically, but with all of this interest of the PvE, people loved PvE. It was unexpected actually, and we decided to add more resources to continue developing the whole PvE subsystems. So yeah. PvE was a surprise, for sure, for me. For sure.
With the popularity of PvE, and it took you by surprise, and talks of mod support as well, are there any plans to make it compatible with pre-existing third-party mods, with the inclusion of modding frameworks for Unity, such as Bepinex?
The whole idea behind the mods, I like the idea that players, creators will have an option to actually create mods for the game, for the PvE. And I was saying some time ago that eventually there will be a system which will consist of moderations and tools and everything that will actually provide creators an ability to basically add mods and stuff for the PvE.
Mods werden interessant wahrscheinlich für
like
PvE. Das könnte PvE richtig
stuff,
interessant machen.
We will have a process, like a pipeline for adding those modifications officially within the game. So I 100% about it. So it's totally a good thing for the game. And let's wait for it. I think it will be available sometime after release. So yeah.
Fantastic. You actually answered my next question with that question as well, so that was fantastic. Are there any plans to have more armor to include throat protection, or even a standalone set for the neck itself?
For the
this
neck.
Is quite a hot topic to the community right now.
Bitte.
And I know a lot of players will be happy to hear any insight on this.
I know that the neck hitbox is kind of bothering you right now.
Yep.
And hopefully something will be done, because
hopefully
there is some different things that we can do about it, some kind of interpolation, some kind of simplification of the hitboxes. We will do something, because it's always like this. If we have some, ongoing, let's say, like ongoing rant about some kind of feature of the game, it's not like we don't care. We always try to take it into the consideration and make some changes. So most likely something will be done about it.
Interesting.
Are there
Okay.
any plans to utilize ETS more than it is now? We haven't heard any update about what's being tested on it other than Unity 2022.
It's a pretty big test. It's important. So right now on ETS we have Unity 2022, and we have a responses that it's still the same, and it's good because it was the case actually. We just needed you guys to test the build on Unity 2022 to have the feedback that everything is okay. So we will switch onto this new version for the main branch, and eventually we will start adding the features that actually suitable for Unity 2022 and add those fancy stuff that we promised. And about the question that is there will be some new stuff to test on ETS. Eventually, yes, I don't have an exact plans for the testing for the ETS, but eventually something will be for the ETS for sure.
Boah, ich würde mir so wünschen, wenn man einfach den ETS streamen könnte. Das wäre so nice. Man könnte einfach das Game testen, streamen, man hätte direkt Videomaterial, was man weiterleiten kann, Bro, es wäre halt so nice, aber nein, sie wollen den ETS aus irgendeinem Grund immer geschlossen machen. Ich verstehe es nicht so wirklich. Ich könnte so viel weiterleiten da jedes Mal, ey. Das ist immer schade. Das ist echt schade, weil ich würde echt gerne wirklich in den ETS reinschauen.
With that transition to Unity 2022, will players see a difference with how the game works between now and once it's transitioned?
It won't be so noticeable at first, because yet again, it's just the change. It's not like the total change of the game engine, it's just a new version of it. But new Unity will allow us to implement some technical stuff that will give performance, that will get networking performance, and so, and it will be noticeable. But it won't be like this, that the game will totally change in terms of visuals, in terms of networking, in one single day. So, yeah. Don't have those
Unity Update macht nichts Besonderes.
high expectations on that. Of course, there will be changes, but it will be
Das Update zu Unity 2022 wird erstmal nicht spürbar.
So from the roadmap that we've seen, there are a lot of technical and quality of life improvements. Could you give us a teaser of what's the biggest priority for the team right now? Is it, for example, smoother and more stable FPS across locations, bug fixes, or features to make the gameplay loop more enjoyable?
Everything. Everything is
Nice.
It's always like ongoing process for us to balance between optimizing features, quality of life features. But the good thing is, as I mentioned before, we have separate teams and they're working on the whole things all together. So I can say it like this. All of the roadmap stuff, it's important. It's important for sure. But the most important thing right now that we're doing is the endgame content, storyline quest, preparation for release, and the events that we plan to release this and the next year for you. They are huge. They will be remarkable. And this is what we're actually working on, the most of the team working on right now. So roadmap doesn't actually represent all of the work which is going on right now. So yeah, something like that.
Just everything. Everything.
Everything is important.
That's-
what can I say?
Sie machen alles.
Last question
Okay.
from the community here. You made audio this wipe more realistic and closer to how everything sounds in real life. Can you share a little bit of what has been done behind the scenes to give this level of kind of realism?
We wanted to make audio shit.
So yeah, we reworked the headsets and everything, and it was actually a process that we bought a lot of headsets in real life, and we just record them live in the field. So we actually added to the process the engineer team, the sound team, so they basically work together live in the field. They like tested everything and tried to represent the real life prototypes. So yeah, so it's that simple. We just added engineers for the actual live testing of the real life devices, and that's it.
Wieder mal ein perfektes Beispiel dafür, dass Realismus in Spielen echt bescheiden sein kann. Schade.
Fantastic. Hey guys, make some noise for Nikita, please.
Das war's. Das war's. Alright. Alright. Ja, keine Ahnung, Mann. Also ich würd sagen, insgesamt nettes Interview. Vieles im Sinne von, ja, wissen wir, haben wir auf dem Schirm, arbeiten wir gerade dran, kommt vielleicht irgendwann demnächst hoffentlich. Ne? Nicht großartig viele neue Dinge, die wir jetzt noch nicht gehört haben. Ja, das mit dem Game, also ich finde es schon mal gut, dass sie jetzt das mit dem Game noch mal so ein bisschen abgeändert haben, beziehungsweise diesen Shitstorm, den man grob mitbekommen hat, was das Ganze angeht, dass sich das Thema jetzt einfach erledigt hat. Das ist schon mal nice, weil, wie gesagt, einfach, wenn ein Game in Pre-Produktion ist, dann müssen wir uns da keine Sorgen drum machen, dass es irgendwie extreme Ressourcen vom Main-Game irgendwie abzieht. Das ist entspannt. Ja, und ansonsten nett, I guess. Relativ wenig aussagend irgendwie, muss ich sagen. Wäre jetzt so insgesamt mein Take. Sehr wenig aussagend.